After 40 mowing hours and 2 months of testing, this mower covered my lawn completely without fail. I did have to rescue it several times from the same edge. What's up guys, Caleb with Lawncraft. Welcome, thanks for tuning in. I tested the WORX Landroid Vision Cloud on my 1,500 square foot Bermuda lawn and my neighbor's much tougher 1-acre property. And yes, those are googly eyes. My kids thought that the new robot needed some personality, so I think they're here to stay. One lawn made this mower look almost perfect. The other exposed exactly where the two-wheel drive model reaches its limits. And there are really only 3 things you need to know before buying one. Can you trust it to mow without babysitting it? Because that really defeats the purpose of autonomous mowing. Does it actually improve the appearance of your lawn? And can it handle your particular property? Now the answer to that boils down to really one thing, and it's not obvious from the specifications, and that's your terrain. And we'll start with the place where mine kept getting into trouble. After 40 hours of mowing, I had to rescue the Landroid 5 times. Now, that might sound bad until you realize it was in the exact same spot every time. So this wasn't 5 random failures across the entire property. It was one problem area that the mower tried to approach the problem in the exact same way. I solved this by disabling the edge routine and the schedule, which defeats the purpose of the cut to edge and 100% maintenance free, but which isn't a problem for me. I mean, it's 95 degrees out, so if you've had the dreaded, oh, I have to mow, or you're having to mow super early or super late at night, yeah, whatever, I have to edge. But once I corrected that one boundary, the mower became almost boringly reliable. On my lawn, coverage has been excellent. It completed the entire mowing area without leaving noticeable missed sections. What impressed me most is how the AI Vision and RTK work together. The cameras read the lawn's edge while RTK keeps the mower locked onto its mapped position. That combination allows it to follow tight curves and irregular borders with impressive precision. In my testing, the edge accuracy has been absolutely top tier. And I also created a no-go zone around my putting green, just to avoid any of the unnecessary traffic across it. It's respected this area every time. No need for physical boundaries or magnetic strips or underground wires. You map it and it stays out. This is one of those features that there really isn't much drama to show you. It just works, and that's what you want. So where I put the charging station should have made the life for the robot a lot more difficult. I tucked it under this covered patio, out of sight from most of the lawn. I was concerned that the mower might have trouble finding its way back, especially without a clear view of the station from the yard. Now you will want reliable Wi-Fi around the charging station, but you don't need it through every inch of the yard for firmware updates and initial setup. Also haven't experienced any issues with the mower getting lost or stuck because of it didn't know where it was at. It's never gotten stuck from its way from the yard to the home. So it can find the lawn, respect the boundaries, and return home, but none of that matters if the lawn looks worse after you automate it. And I also made one scheduling mistake that ended up thinning my Bermuda. Overall, I'm very pleased with the appearance. The app lets you choose different mowing directions and patterns. I selected the diamond pattern and it gives the lawn much more visual interest than mowing in the same direction every time. Because the mower cuts frequently, it maintains a consistent height rather than allowing the grass to grow tall between mowing days. Now, like most people, when initially setting it up, they probably choose to mow every day because why wouldn't you? And that's the design. It's supposed to take micro cuts to maintain your lawn. But what I noticed is it started to thin out in the areas, especially the edges, just because it was passing and running over it every time. And in the middle of the lawn, it was absolutely fine, but it's just the edges because of the turning. So we backed that off to where now we're only doing it every other day, and it's completely resolved all those issues of the Bermuda thinning out. The mower is smart about where it travels, but its vision system has one very specific blind spot, and the color and size of the object seems to matter. Now, obstacle avoidance has been very good with toys, tools, or any objects that really stand out from the grass. Pine cones, not so good. Dog poop, also not so good. But I found that any really brown object, it has a hard time identifying. The mower continued operating flawlessly after encountering both, but the poop, I'll spare you the demonstration of me cleaning it. This isn't a mower that just blindly runs into everything. The AI Vision detects objects extremely well. It's just brown, small objects it has a hard time distinguishing. Oh yeah.
It'll come down and then try to go back up the hill and the wheel get caught between the roots.
My 1,500 square foot lawn is almost too easy for this model. It completes the entire area on a single charge. My neighbor's property is closer to 1 acre with rougher terrain and a backyard that had grown more than 6 inches tall. That gave the Vision Cloud a much more demanding test. What surprised me most was how well it handled the height. Robot mowers are primarily designed to maintain grass by removing small amounts frequently. They aren't normally the first machine you would choose to reclaim an overgrown lawn. But the Landroid continued working its way through this backyard and cut far more effectively than I expected. The tall grass slowed it down, but cutting power wasn't its biggest limitation. We initially scheduled the mower to begin around noon, and it wouldn't finish until shortly before 11 p.m. That total includes multiple trips back to the charging station, time spent recharging, and then returning to continue the job. For a property this large, an all-day cycle isn't necessarily a problem. Robot mowers are designed to work gradually rather than finish everything in one uninterrupted pass. The greater challenge was the terrain. The mower knew where it was supposed to go, but rough and uneven areas in the backyard limited the traction of this two-wheel drive model. It repeatedly attempted to reach those sections, but a few spots were still missed because it couldn't physically get there.
And it keeps going back, but they don't back up far enough to go around it.
Right. That distinction is important. The mower handled grass over 6 inches surprisingly well. What held it back was getting across the ground, not cutting what it could reach. If your property is relatively smooth, the standard two-wheel drive model should be very capable. For rough ground, substantial slopes, or difficult transitions like these, I would strongly consider the all-wheel drive version. Now, although it started raining on me, I wanted to close this out for you guys. Now, in my opinion, WORX really stepped the game up with this mower. It's extremely reliable and a really good option for most homeowners. I've had zero issues on my lawn. Half the time, once you go through the initial setup, you really don't even notice it. I don't see it hardly ever. It just kind of works. I would say that with the two-wheel drive, it's suited absolutely perfect for my lawn and probably most. My neighbor's lawn had a little bit more challenges. I think he's an older gentleman, and his yard wasn't maintained very well. So we threw it into the fire trying to take down 6-7 inch high Bermuda, where he just wasn't mowing his backyard because it was hot. We're in August now and it's 95 degree weather. But even given that challenge with a two-wheel drive model, I was very surprised that it knocked it all down, and it's automated for him too now, with zero issues and completely maintaining his yard. Although I think that the all-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive model will probably be a better option for him, given to how his backyard has a little more nooks and crannies in it versus mine. But all in all, I'm extremely happy with the WORX. If you're considering WORX versus other ones, the WORX is a very good option. And the added benefits of the interchangeable batteries, if you're already using the WORX power tool system, that's a good bonus. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.